enough where I'm not going to be able to let StywoO, you know, take any kind of stack out of this. So by giving him that mega health, he took control of the map over once again.
Nice rail on the exit there. The mega health, and another one. Mega health has been nullified, and then some. StywoO's done well, and there's another one. So we might see the potential first frag coming in right now. Red armor is up. StywoO needing to either make the shot or make the jump. Let's see what he decides. He goes to LG, 15 health, ZeRo4 picks up the frag with a nice jump shot in order to get it done, and that will hang on to his currently flawless victory of 12 frags up.
But if he hangs out here in Mega, he's going to end up taking out some rain grenade. But again, just that last rail by StywoO being missed, that was everything.
Yes, that really was. Because I mean, that gave him, you know, obviously the red armor and then the following Mega. So really critical, that sort of final shot. And I think we've seen a couple of instances where StywoO's like last sort of game-breaking shot does not come in, and ZeRo4 really capitalizes it. And you know, sticking around with 15 health, ballsy, but at this point he probably feels pretty confident about what he's able to do versus his opponent. And we're seeing that in the style. StywoO coming in, 30 health, and again, just cannot get the final rocket to land. And ZeRo4 enjoys now a 14 frag lead. And, you know, Jahar, we haven't really talked about accuracies, but for ZeRo4, you know, he's hitting 44% of his rails. It was like 50-something just a few minutes ago. And at 25 LG, which isn't great, but you know, he's hitting when he needs to hit. I'm really curious to see how he does against somebody who has a really strong LG and rail to counter him. So, you know, I think though what we're seeing from ZeRo4 so far is very fun.
And, you know, of course, our next map is going to be StywoO's pick, which is going to end up being T9. And that 47, now 50% rail, now 52% rail from ZeRo4 is not going to amount to hill beans in that map. And just like you said, it's going to be much more LG heavy. But maybe here, you know, he hasn't needed to rely on his LG very much. I mean, the rail is doing, like, most of the work for him. So that LG, as you can see, is just polishing off StywoO at this point. But maybe T9 is going to be a different story.
Really nice step around the nades too. I mean, yeah, I think that, you know, StywoO certainly made his match on ZTN, but I think, you know, the next map is gonna really make the difference, because we're gonna find out whether or not ZeRo4 is comfortable on the newer maps. I'm pretty sure that StywoO is one of those newer players where he started with Quake Live. I'm not entirely sure though. I don't think we've ever asked him, but you know, a change of scenery might be what StywoO needs to at least bring this thing into a lot more even scoreline. So, ZeRo4 winning it with 18 frags, overall accuracy of 28%, best weapon of lightning gun, and StywoO not as well off. Okay, StywoO played Quake 4, apparently. So yeah.
Prepare to fight.
Oh wow, and they're going live right now. We don't have any rest for the weary here. Yeah, good times. And
alright, here we go. ZeRo4 getting a spawn with rocket launcher. We're going to be seeing StywoO grabbing LG. First fight's going to be over the mega health. StywoO's going to get the grab, but these rockets from Zero are going to be polishing it right off. But Zero could go down pretty quickly here, because as we will know, StywoO's ability to just pick up an LG and go plus forward and LG could knock down Zero. But now that envelope as time has now passed, and we're going to start to see the power play for the armors.
Well, I think a lot of that is going to have to do with confidence. I think that ZeRo4, and even on this map so far, we're seeing him jump straight into the fights. There's no tentativeness with his movement. StywoO, on the other hand, I think maybe... oh, wow. That's a pair of perfect rockets. Definitely dissecting his face there. But I think as ZeRo4 extends his lead, and given what he was able to do on ZTN, StywoO will start being a bit more defensive and cautious, and then ZeRo4 will just play into that. Like that right there. You know, he just muscled in on that area. And so far, ZeRo4 is just destroying this map. So maybe the newer maps are not an issue at all for ZeRo4. We'll have to see.
But StywoO does get some nice initial damage as Zero shows up a little early for a mega.
Health.
He does get the grab, but look this, yeah, down to 14 health. StywoO does have the opportunity. That 50 health is not up. And unlike the first fight, Zero's going to be scavenging a little bit for any kind of health pickup, so now he's going to have to be pretty careful here. But just like you said, is StywoO going to be the kind of player where he's going to be confident enough to say, okay, Zero's going to be at this amount of health for the next 20 seconds. Maybe I can push in. That 50 is still not up.
He's allowed ZeRo4 to get 100 armor while he had 14 health. Now, that should never happen. Yeah, and ZeRo4 just lays the trap for him. Perfectly set and sprung. Because ZeRo4, I don't think, really suffered any damage from that exchange. That's a nice rocket there on the teleporter exit. A little bit of LG, but again, ZeRo4's is much better. It's the weapon switch that does it. StywoO is able to come back swinging with his own LG and finally get on the board 4-1. And that's a nice rocket there. It's going to come in for the kill, but again, defensive rockets. ZeRo4 shows his survival skills. And I think it was predictable for StywoO to come in. And now he's lost Mega.
Oh, absolutely. So again, after each frag, you know, in a map like this on T9, you can leave your opponent with, as we see in 14, 30 health, no armor. So you do have a few seconds to, and again, you can use the teleporters, use your spawn point to really just grab that up. Ooh, nice mutual frag there, but you do have a window of opportunity to just lay into your opponent and, for the moment, have a better stack than him, even right off the spawn. But if StywoO does not take those advantages when ZeRo4 is willing to do so, we're going to see ZeRo4 take this map as well.
And what's really blowing my mind is the last two LG fights. ZeRo4 has done incredible amounts of damage. I mean, just listening to the LG hit tone, it was kind of mind-numbing because it just started and never stopped. There was no break in it. So the last few fights, pretty close to flawless LG, and of course the scoreline speaks volumes. And look at that, he just steps right by those rockets coming through the corridor. He realizes that they're long and they're wide. He's like, okay, no problem. That's my in. While you're sitting there firing rockets, I'm going to step around them and get better position on you. So right now, I am loving what I'm seeing from ZeRo4. And I have to say, I was a little bit worried because, I heard that ZeRo4 was, practicing and having a rough time against some of the people that we know are quite amazing. Rafa, for example. And I think maybe he's practiced a little bit against the Hang, but it's the kind of thing where, how will he do when he comes back? Well, granted, he is playing StywoO, who is a little bit of a newer player, not quite at the same caliber as what we're going to expect to see later on in the tournament. But just you can kind of tell, even though StywoO is not quite the same kind of opponent that some of the bigger topper dogs might provide, you can still kind of tell what shape ZeRo4 is in, and it's looking pretty good.
Right, but I still want to say that, against a more upper tier player of the likes of Rafa, there are some opportunities I'm seeing from ZeRo4 here that could be exploited. Things like some of the early timing on the items, moments where StywoO, if he was aggressive enough, really could have punished Zero. But we're not going to be seeing that at the moment. This is still round 1, and right now 12-2, still half of the map left to go, but I think we can see very well where this match is going.
Yeah, I believe this will be a twofer, but I love the fact that we're able to take a look and see how ZeRo4 is going to be. And do we have any predictions about how far you think he will go? Do you think he's going to be stopped when he hits the likes of say maybe Chance if he's really on, or someone is? Do you think it's going to take someone like Rafa to bring him down? I mean, I think, I don't know. I'll let you give your prediction first.
You know what, it's too early in the day, and there's just so much that's going to happen before we get to that point, so I'm not willing to make those predictions yet.
Well, I will, because I have testicles. No, I think that what we're seeing from ZeRo4 is good, but I think that he's going to get into trouble. Now, I don't think that Destruct is going to be able to play today. I think he's having some sort of computer issue or something like that. Because I really would have loved to see him play someone like Destruct. But I think we're looking at kind of that caliber is going to be, where things get a bit difficult for him.
Yeah, I can see that happening, especially on some newer maps. Well, not newer maps, but
maybe Jealous
more played in. Yeah, definitely.
Something like that. So yeah, it should be.
And again, you know, I'm still wondering, you know, is ZeRo4's LG ability going to, you know, bump up here in T9? And so far we